Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we'll be doing a review of the Airbender Mini from NewTrent. This is a pretty rugged case for the iPad Mini that has a built-in Bluetooth keyboard. I mean, the case is like 2 pieces, so the Bluetooth keyboard is optional to have, but it definitely adds a great improvement if you would like to use that. So this, of course, is just the box that it comes in, and on the back of the box you can see that it just has a diagram of the case when it's open, as well as a little diagram that shows that you are actually able to rotate the iPad while it is attached to the case. So this is what you are greeted with when you take the top off the box. You have a nice little tab that you can just pull, and it takes everything out of the box very nicely, so you don't have to go digging your fingers in there to try to get a corner. You can just pull this nice little tab and it pulls the case out. You can see we also do have a included micro USB charging cable for the keyboard, as well as the actual case itself, of course. The only other thing that we have in the box here is a very nice and easy to use manual. It shows how to pair the Bluetooth keyboard to your iPad Mini, or you also have a link to a video tutorial. And if you actually go ahead and open up the manual, it shows you how to install the case on your iPad Mini. So if you have any questions or anything, you can just read this manual, and it is very, very helpful. So when taking this case out of the box, the first thing you notice is there are 4 rubber feet. This is to provide just some extra grip if you have it sitting on a table or something. You can't move it as easily. I'm assuming this is on the side that has the keyboard on it, so if you're like typing, it doesn't move around while you're typing. The materials used in this case are definitely extremely high quality. The rubber feels like it's just a very premium material. It's not going to wear down or anything like that. And just to farther prove this point, as you turn the case over, you can see that there is a pretty hefty metal hinge. It's not like a plastic hinge, something that will snap after 5 uses. It is a very hefty metal hinge that shouldn't provide you with any problems for durability. And try to open up the case first. You can see that there's a little tab you can use to pull to help you open up the case. But unfortunately, when you do use this tab to open the case, you can see that part of the skin on the keyboard starts coming off, so you have to replace that, but it's not too big of a deal. I definitely noticed that when opening the case, the hinge gives quite a bit of resistance the first few times, so you might want some like WD-40 or something like that, but I started to loosen up after I opened it several times, but that's just what I noticed at the very start. There's a bunch of resistance from the hinge. You can rotate this case in a bunch of different ways, as well as just adjust the angles, and if you want to, you can adjust it in a way that the Bluetooth keyboard actually goes behind your iPad, so it'll be just like having a regular iPad. It'll just be a little bit thicker because the Bluetooth keyboard's behind it, but this stand, it definitely adds for a bunch of customization in the viewing angles and just how your iPad is orientated and all of that. For the first time, you will first need to remove the Bluetooth keyboard, which you can do by simply pinching the little clamp. It is definitely a very solid clamp, so it is a very nice design with doing that. So you just simply pinch that, which will remove the Bluetooth keyboard from the rest of the case, and it actually also opens up a hole that will reveal the Apple logo on your iPad Mini, which is very, very nice design. Again, showing that you can use this case without the Bluetooth keyboard attachment, which is a very nice thing to implement. To do is first just remove this soft rubber skin from the outside of the hard case. To do that, you just kind of find a corner that works for you, then you just kind of peel it off, and then it will remove the hard outer shell, which of course you will just want to kind of get your finger in between and just pull open, and then it will open up a place for you to put your iPad Mini. So once you have the hard outer shell opened, of course you want to take out the piece of foam that is preventing the case from being smashed. Then you will want to clean your iPad Mini screen as well as the inside of the screen protector so you don't get any dust in between the layers. Then you will simply put in your iPad Mini into the hard shell, the top of the hard shell back onto it, and you want to go around each of the sides and make sure it is very well snapped in, otherwise the rubber skin won't fit properly. And last but not least, you want to go ahead and put the rubber skin back on. You want to make sure that it fits around all of the tabs very, very well so it doesn't fall off or get peeled off or anything like that. Then you're going to want to go ahead and push in all of your coverings for your lightning port and your headphone jack and the home button and all of those things. One thing I did notice while putting on this case is the home button is actually very, very difficult to get in properly. Like, I was actually not able to do it. One point I made it so it was like holding it down constantly, which was definitely not very good, so I just adjusted it, and then it wasn't holding it down, but it still didn't feel exactly right. I'm showing on screen now that what it looks like. You can just see that it is not in properly, so I just personally wasn't actually able to replace it to exactly how it was, which is unfortunate. However, that being said, all of our other cutouts are very good. The headphone jack one, which is what I'm showing now, is just a little rubber piece that you have to pull off to put headphones in. This protects your device from water and dust and sand and all those things that you do not want inside your iPad. Fortunately, this case is pretty thick, and the opening for the headphone jack isn't too big, so if you have some like really large headphones, you probably won't be able to plug them into your iPad with this case on it. As I was saying, everything except the home button is just about flawless. We have a little rubber overlay for our sleep wake button, as well as our volume rocker. We have a cutout for our microphone and the speaker, as well as another rubber tab that you have to pull out in order to access the mute switch. You do have a nice raised portion over the camera, so you won't have any problems with you putting the case down on the table and your camera lens getting scratched or anything like that. As I was saying, we do have a very nice window that shows the Apple logo if you do not have the Bluetooth keyboard connected. And here on the side of the case, we do have a little hole that is where the tab goes from the Bluetooth keyboard. So if you have the Bluetooth keyboard attached, then you close this and this tab goes in this hole that is located right on the side of the case. This is what your iPad and the Bluetooth keyboard will look like when they are connected. The case definitely has quite a bit of weight to it just because it is a very sturdy, high quality case, as well as the fact that there is a built-in keyboard to it. So as I was saying earlier, you can adjust this case to a bunch of different angles and positions and pretty much whatever you want for typing. And one thing that is very neat about this case I haven't seen with other Bluetooth keyboard cases, you can actually remove the iPad from the Bluetooth keyboard, and then it has a built-in stand. I'm not going to explain how to connect the Bluetooth keyboard with your iPad mini because it's pretty straightforward, and I showed the instruction manual at the start of the video, so if you are really curious you can pause the video and just read those instructions. Connecting Bluetooth keyboards and Bluetooth devices is pretty straightforward, and I'm just going to kind of wrap it up here. So of course this has been my review of the Airbender Mini from NewTrent. If you guys would like to purchase this product, then the link will be in the description. Thanks to NewTrent for sending out this product for reviewing purposes. If you guys like what you see here, then feel free to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.